He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is not another shooting show. We go to Moraine, Ohio, Jeff, where I learned a new traffic control term because a guy shot himself.
What's that? Oh, no. What?
A contraflow lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've heard of them, but I don't know what they are.
I've literally never heard of this term ever. If you think I'm stupid because I never heard of contraflow lane, sure, go ahead. I don't care if you think I'm dumb. I had to Google it. It's basically like an extra lane for traffic to be set up when there's like construction or something, or, you know, it could be like flowing in a different direction or it could be flowing in the same direction. Anyway, redirection of traffic. Well, anyway, this dude in Ohio, he was sitting in his car because he was stuck in a traffic jam in the contraflow lane on Saturday night, and he shot himself accidentally.
Wait, how do those two things go together?
My guess is he was engaging in some in-car dry fire. I'm a fan of in-car dry fire, but I always make sure the gun's unloaded before I engage in it. You know,
my brain went somewhere completely different with that. But keep going.
Where'd it go?
Somewhere dirty.
I make sure it's unloaded before I engage in.
I thought you were meaning that he was playing with himself.
Oh, he had an accidental discharge. No. That's. I like yours better though. No, he basically, gun goes off, shoots himself in the leg. Just sitting there stopped in traffic. Medics took the man to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A tow truck removed the disabled vehicle. It was disabled because the driver shot himself and was at the hospital. Finally, the lane reopened at 10:35. It happened at 10:16. So within 20 minutes, they had the traffic open again after the dumbass shot himself.
Good for them.
Good job, Moraine, Ohio. Way to get that traffic flowing after a accident. Okay, let's see. Next thing, there was I got a bunch of Reddit stuff and none of the titles in it. Okay, fantastic. Did we share this to our Reddit? You should cross-post it to the NAS Reddit if you haven't already. The speed drills, the lady in the dress and the speed drills.
Oh, yeah.
This is fantastic. So it's a woman with a revolver, and it's a very far away video. This video is definitely filmed by someone who is much older than me, and I'm 47. So they grew up way before the internet happened. This woman is engaging in some sort of 6-reload-6 drill, and it only took her 29 seconds with this revolver.
Like, I think she's shooting like 357s.
Yeah, and it's a long-barreled 357. Now she shoots relatively quickly, but the interesting part of this is the very first top stickied comment to this video is, discharging your firearm without hearing protection should be avoided at all costs, particularly during training, as a single shot fired without ear pro can permanently damage your hearing, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's apparently due to a comment now I missed where it started, but she's defending not using ear pro.
Yeah,
in training.
Because I read through it earlier, and the one problem with situations like this where someone says something super controversial is it'll get downvoted, and in the modern way it like collapses, and so it's hard to figure out where. Because again, I don't know where it started per se, but like one of the first ones you can find ends with a sentence, if it worked for the Corps, it will work for this girl. Yeah. And you're like, what? No. And then like the literal next comment is like, that's practice stopped over 40 years ago. Yeah. Like, we don't do that anymore.
No, I wish I could remember if I don't know if I ever asked because I know at some point, I want to say it wasn't until the 80s where they started issuing hearing protection as standard. I mean, it might have been sooner than that. I don't know, like in the military. But I know my grandfather went to World War II without hearing protection anywhere. Like, they never used it ever.
Right. They tell stories about like the artillerymen would put like cotton balls in their ears, or you would take 45 rounds or 9mm rounds.
Cases, yep.
Well, Yeah, or the actual like round nose bullets. They go into your ear.
Oh
further.
yeah. That would go in easier than the flat base of the case. Sure. But the funny thing though in this is just how she's just wildly defending shooting without ear pro.
Yeah, it like. So I found the comment, and it was like her explaining it, and she's like out in the desert last summer, firing a 686 at 10 yards, 17 out of 18 in 30 seconds. And you're like, oh Jesus!
It was 8.
Yeah.
It was 3. It was 6 reload 6 reload 6 in 29 seconds.
Yeah. And then her final paragraph is, though not shown here, just after this, I did one thing that many gun owners never do, and she says should. I fired one round with ears off. Yes, hearing a 357 go off in my hand hurt like a son of a bitch. My ears rang for an hour. I had the shakes and I wanted to vomit. But now I know what it'll be like if I have to pull the trigger in self-defense. I won't have the comfort of ear protection in the circumstances. Comments welcome. And that's where all the comments basically...
And the comments were like, you are stupid.
Yep. And they go into... there's... If you talk to, like, combat veterans, they'll tell you about you get so laser focused that it basically tunes out all of the stuff. Now you will still get damage.
Yeah. It's psychological tune out.
Right. It's why if you ever watch like UFC or Glory Kickboxing or something like that, and you're like, how are they taking all these shots? And you're like, oh, they're going to feel them later. But the adrenaline and the focus of what they're doing makes them, they're just going, oh, kick is there, put this in the way. And that's why, like, when they break their leg, like those horrible videos like Anderson Silva breaking his leg, he immediately puts it back down, not realizing it's completely broken because he didn't feel it.
Even hunting, I hear the shot more now than when I was newer to hunting. But if it's an exciting situation, like when I shot my elk, I didn't hear the first shot at all. I heard the second and the third ones because it was starting to hurt more. Because I didn't have time to put my earplugs in. I always carry earplugs if I'm using a rifle that's not suppressed. But, my brain does not register the shot sometimes when I'm hunting deer. Just the excitement of the moment. Like you said, the laser focus and the adrenaline and all that. It doesn't even have to be like being in war. It can just be something you're really excited about.
I mean, even in USPSA at our levels, do you actually hear the gun go off, or are you just like, okay, my dot's there, boom, boom, okay, looking to the next target?
You know what? I'm not aware of gunshots at all until they don't happen. And that happened the other night, by the way. Let me just, a little preview of things to come in the show here. Jesus Christ.
And if you're on our Reddit, you already know what we're talking about.
Yeah, if you follow our Reddit, you are completely aware of what happened to me in the match last night. But yeah, it's an amusing thing. Did you cross-post it to our Reddit?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's there. You can go check it out. It's not so much, the video is sort of comical in and of itself because it's a blurry, grainy video shot from, it looks like it's zoomed in from about 200 yards away through a spotting scope. Like it's a terrible looking video, but
right. And I not to be mean to this woman, but she has a very old school style of dress, so I thought it was a joke when I first scrolled past it.
Yeah.
And she cross draws this thing out of the holster.
Yeah.
It's a full sized pistol. It's
a it's big. I have a 686. This one, it's bigger than mine. It's a 6-inch model, I think.
If you've seen not Rooster Cogburn, what am I thinking of? The John Wayne classic that they just remade. But it's reminds me of that scene with the girl firing a giant horse pistol.
I can't think of what you're thinking of. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Moving on. The moment's over. If you find it later, regale us with what it was, what movie it was. It's that detail. Actually, just wait like a half hour and then just blurt it out of nowhere, and I'll be like, huh?
Yes.
It'll be funny.
True Grit. That's
True Grit. Yeah, True Grit. Yeah. Yes, of course. The classic True Grit. I've never seen it. Okay. I know.
Okay.
I haven't seen a lot of classic Westerns because I get bored. I start watching them, and I'm like, why did people love this at the time? Oh, yeah, because Hollywood wasn't as good at making movies as they are now. That's why I'm bored with this movie. Some old movies are good. I'm not going to say all old movies are bad, but sometimes I'm just, I don't know. I don't care if you hate me for that. Okay, moving on. This was in the CCW Reddit the other day, and it was sort of an interesting perspective from a dude that lives in the UK. He said he's 31. He lives in the UK. He's got an obsession with the US. I believe what you all say. Greatest country in the world. We have a lot of the same ideals. He means like him and us. Benefits and freedoms as you guys, but I have always wished to bleed red, white, and blue. Obviously, people around the world have it a lot worse than us, but the luxuries and freedoms you have in the U.S. cannot be taken for granted. Biggest moral is being protective. And okay, this goes on and on. Basically, he's jealous that we can carry guns.
Yeah.
And he can't even carry a knife.
Yeah.
Like any sort of blade of any length, style, shape, he goes to jail.
Yeah.
And simply keeping a firearm or taser or blade or even pepper spray on your person, he calls it an absolute gift to be able to do it. I thought I remembered reading him say something about if I defend myself, I go to jail. Oh, yeah. If I punched someone that was assaulting a woman, I would go to jail.
Yeah, that would happen in America, too.
Oh, not necessarily.
Well, it just like it wouldn't necessarily actually happen that way in all of the UK. Getting involved as a third party in situations is really sketchy, and I don't recommend it. But
well, no, but I mean, let's say that woman's my wife, okay, and someone's
then
assaulting her,
then it's not a third party.
Well, it is still a third party.
No,
I mean,
it's second party. Like you have an association that you know the situation. Anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, I can say this: in my state, I can punch them in the face if they're assaulting someone. It doesn't mean like I shouldn't know everything that's going on. You absolutely should know the details of what's happening before you do something like that. But anyway, I just found it interesting how he was talking about he was actually jealous. And usually it's like, oh, you dirty, snotty Americans, and you and all your guns and your violence and blah blah blah. And it's like, hey, we don't have a monopoly on violence. There's violence everywhere. Like that happens everywhere. It's just a matter of how it's dealt with or how it is done.
Yeah.
Dynamite drop in, money.
Oh, sorry. If you want to go deeper into like UK culture, yeah, there's the UK is specifically bad about guns to a really weird degree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are.
Because like most other nations, you can own all the same things we can own. You just have to go through a couple more hoops. And actually, in several countries, you can own more than we can, which I find hilarious. And several of them have concealed carry laws, not many. But the UK and Australia have like and now Canada have like specifically bad gun policy that like shoots itself in the foot. Badoom-ch. But so yeah, I've run into several people that are like, oh man, this is awesome, blah blah blah, and it's definitely interesting to get their perspective on what they at least see different versus like if you've traveled in the UK or whatever. I mean, I haven't been there in 15 years.
I've never been there.
Oh yeah, like it's interesting. It's fun. It's a. I mean, if you're in London, you're just you're in one of the largest cities in the world. So it's like you get to deal with city shit. But I don't know. It is interesting seeing the perspectives, but like the UK perspective is special because of how insane their laws are towards violence, which is ironic for how violent they were towards the rest of the world.
Yeah. I Googled countries that allow concealed carry. I don't know to what degree any of these actually allow it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. But one I'm pretty sure allows it on some level is missing from it. Anyway, but I found a thing about the UK and it dates back to the Prevention of Crime Act of 1953. And the definition of an offensive weapon means any article made or adapted for using for use for causing injury to the person or intended by the person having it with him for such use by him or by another person. So basically, self-defense is not a legitimate reason for having a firearm.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, they're. I mean, you can go farther back into their law code and find laws from like the 1500s that are like, yeah, you must be like this level of nobility to carry certain weapons because the peasants aren't allowed to rise up, and
I knew when you juxtapose that with the Second Amendment to our Constitution was the right to keep and bear arms. I mean, it kind of gives that a little historical perspective of how that came to be.
Yeah, to a degree.
I mean, somewhat. If England has always been this authoritarian when it came to citizens having arms, well, it kind of makes sense. But
yeah,
Jeff reads stuff and he hates America and the 4th of July and apple pie.
Yes.
And
actually, I'd love apple pie. I don't like cherry pie or any of the. I don't know.
Okay, moving on. I shot a match.
Oh, did you now?
Oh, sure, you betcha. I shot a match, and I shot so good, Jeff. I did. I really did. I shot so good. But one little thing completely caused me to shit the bed.
Okay.
And if you want to know what that thing was, you're going to have to become a Patreon. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. Just $3.57 a month, and you get an extra episode, the full episode, every single week.